Hello, hello, twice in one day. Okay, so I talked this morning briefly about the concept of blocks and how they can really prevent you on your manifesting journey. And I think, as I said, blocks is something, it's a term at least, that most of us are aware of. But often the blocks themselves are something we are unaware of. And that really is why so many of us get stuck, experience difficulties, frustrations, and all too often end up giving up on our dreams and the things that we want to manifest. So, really, throughout the course of this coming week, I want to join you hopefully every day. And I'm going to give you my uh, hints and tips and the best I can of my knowledge. I want to share with you about these blocks, the pesky little things that just, you might call them curveballs, bumps in the road, whatever it might be, however you want to refer to them. But we're going to really get under the bonnet of them this week, and we are going to do everything we can to help you and prepare you to eliminate these things so that we can start enjoying the good stuff. So, today, or this afternoon, I want to really delve into the world of personal growth and explore some of the common blocks that I find people coming up against on a regular basis. And they're things that are holding us back really from reaching our full potential. They're limiting beliefs, self-doubt, and fear. But don't worry, because we're also going to talk about how we can spot these blocks and what we can do to just banish them from our reality and just kick them to the curb and move on, because they're things that they're not serving us. We don't need them. And they're really things that we build up in ourselves. They're not hereditary. They're not it's not something you're born with. It's something that you learn, and essentially, generally, it's something we create for ourselves, or at least we make it a bigger issue for ourselves. So I think we're going to start with limiting beliefs, because I think that is probably one of the ones that I am coming up against over and over again with the people I'm talking to now. So let me ask you, have you ever caught yourself thinking, I'm not good enough. I don't deserve this. I'm never going to achieve that. Well, those, my friends, are limiting beliefs. They're like these heavy weights on your dreams. It's like trying to fly with lead weights strapped to your ankles. It's just trying to fly in itself is enough of a challenge. But you put those lead weights around your ankles, my friend, and you are not even going to take a tiny little jump off the earth. But to identify these limiting beliefs, we've got to initially start to pay attention to our self-talk. So what do you tell yourself when you're faced with a challenge or an opportunity? Now, I guarantee that if you've got a girlfriend and, it's somebody that you're really close to, it could be your sister, your best friend, a mum at school, your kids, when they say, you can't do it, you're probably the first one there beating that drum and saying, yes, you can do this, you've got this, I believe in you. You absolutely can do this. But we don't do that for ourselves. And that is the starting point of so many of our blocks and frustrations and limitations. So the solution is that we need to challenge these beliefs, and we need to replace them with empowering statements and affirmations like, I am capable, I am worthy, I can and will achieve my goals. Now, self-doubt is the sneaky cousin of limiting beliefs, because it makes you question your abilities, and before you know it, you're second guessing your decisions. And it's that little voice that sits on your shoulder and whispers in your ear, you can't do this. You're never going to succeed. Nobody's going to listen to what you've got to say. But I'm here to tell you that we need to flick that little irritating character that's whispering in your ear. We need to kick it to the curb and move on. Because once we recognize that we are experiencing self-doubt in whatever sort of area of your life, as again, the first thing you need to do is recognize that self-doubt is a thing to start with. And then you need to challenge it with evidence of your past successes, times when you've been triumphant, when you've demonstrated your strength, when you've proved just how awesome you are. And surround yourself with a support system that believes in you. Now, that can be your friends, your family members, other people within our little community, within our membership. You know, we're all your cheerleaders and we're all there supporting you and saying, come on, you've got this, you can do this. And, you know, by believing in each other, it's almost like, you know, I say to people sometimes, do you know what? Borrow my belief in you until you've got your belief in yourself. And if that's what it takes, then I will be your cheerleader every single day until you realize how awesome you are and how you have got this and you can move beyond. You are so much bigger than the things that are holding you back. Now, the other point we wanted to talk about is fear, and that is a really powerful block, and it comes in many different forms. So I've left it last just because it's not necessarily more difficult to identify, but because it covers often a more broad spectrum. So it can be fear of failure, it can be fear of success, it can be fear of change, fear of the unknown. It literally can be anything, and it is just literally this roadblock on your path to whatever it is that you are looking to manifest. So you know what, we may think, do you know what, I wanna earn shed loads of money, you know, whatever that amount is. But actually, you're a little bit scared about how much your life will change if you do get to that point, when you get to that point. Will our friends still like us? Will our social circle need to change? Will I need to move neighborhood? You know, and these things, as much as we think I want to earn X, those fears often in the subconscious are holding us back far more than we possibly realize. And the solution here is to face your fears head on, break them down into manageable chunks, and then, you know, fake action, one small step at a time. And remember that growth often happens outside of your own personal comfort zone. So we've covered very briefly the three big sort of blocks that I really come up against the most often when I'm talking to people. But then there's also people that just don't know what their blocks are. So what I wanted to do briefly is just talk a little bit about how you can actually go about identifying your own blocks. And I think the first thing we have to do, once again, is pay attention to your thoughts. Listen to the stories that you tell yourself about your abilities and your potential, because that self-talk is the thing that is really feeding your brain and your beliefs about what you can or can't do. Notice your feelings. Are you anxious? Are you scared? Are you filled with self-doubt in certain situations? Do you shy away in a crowd? Do you want to just blend into the background and sort of not express yourself? Because these, again, are things that are holding you back. And the other thing, and this is something we're probably going to work on in a bit more detail as we get through the week, is reflect on your past and identify patterns where you've been held back due to limiting beliefs or fears, or, you know, maybe, I don't know, maybe you put yourself forward for a promotion and you didn't get it, and your boss was perhaps a little bit unsympathetic with their words, or I don't know, you set your sights on a certain partner and they were really dismissive and didn't want to know, or whatever that may be. These are things that, although we think we've moved on from them, There's a part of our subconscious that has locked this away. And in a way, it's there to protect us from making the same mistakes and getting hurt again. But in actual fact, what it is doing is it's holding you back. So it's the fear or flight type. As I say, it is designed as a protection, and certainly, it's there to prevent you from doing the same thing multiple times. But actually, sometimes it's not as helpful as it is designed to be. Now, I think I want to say to you as well is remember, everyone, absolutely everyone, faces these different kinds of blocks at some point in their journey, but they don't define you. By identifying and challenging your blocks, you can break free and unlock your true potential. Don't let these things stop you back, hold you back. Now, what I want to do, and I will share this as a comment underneath in case you haven't had time to listen to the whole, what have you been, 10, 11 minutes today. I want to start a conversation, and I would really love to share your experiences with these blocks and the strategies that you have used to help you overcome them. Because together, I know that we can inspire and support each other on our own paths to personal growth, missions, whatever it is that we're wanting to do to succeed. So, let's start a movement. Let's become cheerleaders for each other and just demonstrate all the incredible ways that I know you ladies have used to overcome challenges in the past, because you never know, the one or two words that you comment on my post below might be just the very thing that somebody else needs to hear today. So come on, let's get involved and share our stories.